What's up, guys? Just doing some bearing installation for the Viper ball bearing Endbell. Figured I'd jump on here and kind of go over stuff, just talk some tips and whatnot. I'll wait a second for some people to get on here before we get started. Get our tools out. Hopefully you guys are having a great week. But basically what I start with is an Endbell with no bushing or anything in it. And then we use a narrow ball bearing on it. So full stainless steel ball bearing. We do use the a grade 3, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The main reason is my experience, if you use too high of a tolerance bearing, like a grade 5 or 6 or 7 or who knows what they have now, all that means is that everything is just tighter and more tolerant or less tolerant. So something that a lot of people don't actually realize is even on like a stiff chassis like this, when the car is driving, it's flexing. As it flexes, especially with a ball bearing, you start to compress that stuff and you can end up making it act like a brake instead of rolling the way that it's supposed to. So that's why we use a grade 3. There's a little bit more forgiveness there. The armature, if everything was fully rigid, like a 124 scale where the motor is a rigid part of the car and it's installed into the car, that would be a different story. But for HO slot cars, the entire car is basically built around the motor. So yeah, that's why. But on these narrow bearings, they have they're open, but they have a side that has the inner race not the inner race, but the cage. And then there's a side where you can see all of the balls. I like to put the race side up in the Endbell. So I put that side up, and I do that pretty much just because in theory, if there's any debris from the commutator or the brushes, that cage just gives it a little bit less opportunity to get into your bearing. It might not matter, but that's just the way that I have always done it, and that's the way that I'll continue to do it because it's never let me down. But I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here. We have our little press set up here that we use for doing this, and we had we've machined little press arbors for the end of it, but that is one down. Just doing some what we call low inventory. So this is a low inventory sheet. We try to keep 30 of these in stock, and once our stock gets to 15, it triggers an alert, which is when we print out that paper, and then we go through and usually Bridger and Adam in the fulfillment room, they will usually take care of all of the restock stuff, but we're super behind in there because we got people that have been out and we had a holiday this week. So I am helping out, doing some of the more critical stuff, but just figured to pop on and go live for you guys and see if there's any questions or anything like that as we get through the video. So another subject, we did get a new track ordered from Thor, so pretty excited to have a track ordered. Gonna be able to, we'll fully document the whole build when we receive it, pretty much start to finish, wiring, all that stuff. Even though we're not making tracks anymore, we still know how to, obviously, and hopefully with the videos that we make, we'll be able to help you guys out and help answer questions and kind of give you a good baseline for different parts or aspects of building a track. So should be pretty cool. We are this spring, we're going to be building a 1/32 scale routed track for the hobby shop here, and we're pretty excited about that. We're actually going to do that the old school way, and we're going to hand route the whole thing, which again we'll document all of that, and hopefully it turns into a good, useful video for people. But I got to come up with a design, see how much space we have out in the shop, and go from there. But I love larger scale slot cars also, but we need to do kind of both of them, get some racing going on here at the shop again. It's been a long time since we've done that. I actually, the room that we have here that the hobby shop is in, it actually was our old race room, and I actually sold our big track to generate some money to be able to start the hobby shop out there. So kind of a long story short, but it'll be nice we're at a point now where we can get the track back out there, and should be pretty awesome. So pretty excited about that. We did post a new video today, so if you guys haven't seen the YouTube video, if you haven't yet too, if you haven't gone over and subscribed to our YouTube channel, we'd appreciate it if you could do that. We have been doing a ton of YouTube. Sam and I have been doing that a couple times a week, and we're really trying to add value back to the industry by doing more YouTube videos. So if you haven't been over to our YouTube channel, we'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. I know all the videos always say that, and honestly, when we tell you to do that, we genuinely want you to give us some feedback so that we know kind of what kind of questions people are asking. And also too, we respond to the majority of the questions, so we try to get a little bit of a community vibe going, and go from there. So we appreciate you guys. I know that there's not much to see right now just because of the way the camera is arranged, but looks like we need to do 18 of these, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So almost burned through the whole bag, but we got plenty of those back in our bulk room. So get 4 more done, and then I'm gonna go through and tweak them. So if you guys have questions or just want to say what's up, throw it in the comments there. So hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully the weather is good where you're at. It's just about, well, it's a little bit past lunchtime here, so that means Bridger should be here any minute. More than likely when Bridger gets here, he will come stand in my doorway right over there, just because that's what he does. Looks like Bridger's right there, so I'm live right now. So I had said that Bridger was probably here, so there's Bridger.
They might know me.
Yeah, hey, I pre-packaged a bunch of stuff that just needs labeled in there, just to help out. So if you could jump into just labeling that stuff, these will be in there in a few too. So
cool. Thanks.
Sound good? Cool. Thanks. Perry Smith says it's 4 degrees where he's at. That's freezing, man. Where the heck are you? Gotta be up north somewhere. I mean, we're pretty mild here usually. I mean, we get good snow in the mountains, but I want to say it was mid-30s. It was like 43 when I went home last night, so it's pretty nice. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. Okay. All right, we got those guys all ready to go. Next thing to do is package them, so we'll head in and grab some bags. We go through a lot of these guys, a lot of bags.
1,000.
Some cars in our sill. Some more down the rest of the hallway. All right, back in the office. Let's flip this guy around. Lee says it's 72 in Florida. That is pretty awesome. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we have a slot car track right in the entryway up front. Anytime people come into the hobby shop, guaranteed they're gonna pull the trigger. But it's kind of a small track though, and it doesn't give a full representation of what we could do or what the industry is, but it's a fine balance, because if the cars are turned up to where they fly off super easy, then people actually think, oh, there's something wrong with the cars, can't drive them that fast. And then if we put the power at a level where the cars stay on, people think that you're just holding it wide open. They think that that's all that there is to it. So hopefully when we have the big track in the back, people will get to experience what real HO slot cars are like, and then the front can just kind of be like a teaser of, you know, hey, you think you can do this here, why don't you try it in the back, you know, or something like that. But so yeah, these are almost done. So once we get them bagged, then they go in, they get labeled. Sometimes we'll label the bags beforehand, but depends. If it's a small part like this, where the bag will stay pretty flat, it doesn't really bother me to put the parts in there, but some stuff I will label first. But for these ones, this is what we're doing. So anybody got any racing plans for this weekend now that our racing season here in America has officially started? I consider Supercross kind of the start, so been enjoying Supercross for the last month now, but it was nice to see Daytona 500. Watched a little bit of it. I actually was more interested in watching Cletus McFarland do his stuff in the ARCA series. So I don't know if you guys follow Cletus, but that was a lot of fun. I'm sure there'll be a lot more of that going on there, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Got this last bag here, or the last Endbell, and then I'm gonna hand these off to Bridger. So hopefully you guys are having a good day, and we will see you on the next one.